And you know that there are folks out there that would say, and they for example, certainly George Bush was accused when he said God, led him to, invade Iraq. I mean, an avalanche of criticisms by I don't think by people who I think were well-meaning. So as you bring God into this equation, and you are attacked for that, how do you respond?
I respond with Romans 8:31. If God be for you, who can be against you? I really don't care what anybody else has to say. I care about what God has to say. I care about God's principles. And what he has shown us clearly is what I'm always going to abide by. I don't care what anybody says. I will never put what man says above what God says.
Now, again, because you're such the incredible intellect, I think the world is interested, and I know that I am, not in a argumentative in any way or confrontational manner, but when you say, what God says, I think, the assumption obviously is that what God says is in the Bible. And would you be an advocate or an opponent of the idea that the Bible is the inerrant, 100% Word of God, when obviously so many have said it was written by man so many centuries later?
Well, interestingly enough, there are multiple predictions that were made in the Bible long before they happened, and they came true. I don't know of any other book that has the ability to do that. And when you look at the principles that are espoused in the Bible, they are the kinds of principles that are uplifting, the kinds of things that create harmony in a person's life and in society. And the things that the Bible forbids, says that are not good, I defy somebody to show me where they are good.
So you take it literal, and I asked that question with the backdrop of having paid attention recently. There was a family dispute, and the father was just insistent upon letting his 16-year-old son know that Deuteronomy 21, I think it was 18 and 21, gave a parent the right to stone or to kill a child.
Well, now bear in mind, there are a number. You have to know how to read the Bible. You have to know how to interpret it historically. There were a number of ceremonial laws, that being one of them, which are no longer relevant, as has been depicted quite solidly by Paul in the New Testament. Those things were abolished when Christ came as the sacrifice. It abolished all the necessity for all the ceremonial laws at that point.